Hello, I'm Jack, and today I'm going to be doing a dramatic reading of My Immortal by Tara Gillespie. For those of you that don't know, My Immortal is, and I'm reading off the Wikipedia page, a Harry Potter-based fan fiction serially published on fanfiction.net between 2006 and 2007. Known for its incomprehensible narrative and constant digressions, the story centers on a non-canonical female vampire character named Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and, of course, her relationships with the characters in the Harry Potter series. It is known for its, and I quote, awful writing, plot inconsistency, and complete disregard for the original Harry Potter source material. The rules here are simple. I'm going to read this as clearly as I can, censoring for things so we can keep this PG-13. And anytime I feel the need to laugh while I am reading this, I will take a drink from my Lord of the Rings glass right here, just to mix up the fandoms. So here we go. My Immortal, Chapter 1. Author's note. Special fangs. Get it? Because I'm gothic. To my new GF, ew, not in that way, Raven, Bloody Tears 666, for helping me with de story and spelling. You rock. Spelled R-O-K, of course. Justin, you're the love of my depressing life. You rock, too. MCR, My Chemical Romance, rocks. Hi. My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid... like limpid tears. And a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. Author's note, if you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was, because he's a major effing hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. "Hey, Ebony!" shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. "What's up, Draco?" I asked. "Nothing," he said shyly. Oh, cat. "Nothing," he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me, and I had to go away. End of Chapter 1. Author's note. Is it good? Please, tell me fangs. Apparently she says fangs with a Z whenever she means thanks. It's very, like, is she talking about fans? Fangs? Banks. Author's note for Chapter 2, thanks to Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with the chapter. BTW preps, stop flaming my story, okay? The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside it was hot pink velvet. Of course it was. With lace on the ends, black lace to be exact. I got out of my coffin and took of my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Yes, we're going to read the typos correctly. which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend Willow, author's note, Raven, dis you, woke up and then grinned at me. She flipped her long, waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointy, high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner. "Oh, MFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday," she said excitedly. "Yeah, so?" I said, blushing. "Do you like Draco?" she asked as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the great hall. "No, I so effing don't," I shouted. "Yeah, right," she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to us. "Hi," he said. "Hi," I replied flirtily. "Guess what?" he said. "What?" I asked. "Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade," he told me. I love that the Harry Potter kids are hanging out with all these early 2000s bands. "Oh my effing God," I screamed. "I love GC. They are my favorite band besides MCR." "Well, do you want to go with me?" he asked. I gasped. End of Chapter 2. Chapter 3. In all capitals, author's note, "Stop flamming de story preps, okay. Otherwise, fangs to de gothic pipple for de good reviews. Fangs again, Raven. Oh yeah, BTW, I don't own dis or de lyrics for Good Charlotte." Chapter 3. On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. Then I put on a leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnet on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. Cheers to that. I went outside. Draco was waiting there in front of his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt. They would play at the show, too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. Author's note, a lot. Faux cool boys were it, okay? "Hi, Draco," I said in a depressed voice. There's an exclamation point when she says, "Hi, Draco." "Hi, Ebony," he said back. We walked back to his flying Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666, and flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. No. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. "You come in cold. You're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. The doctor cuts your cord, hands you to your mom. She sets you free into this life," sang Joel. I don't own the lyrics to da song. "Joel is so effing hot," I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad. "What's wrong?" I asked, as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. "Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you," I said. "Really?" asked Draco, sensitively, and he put his arm around me, all protective. "Really," I said. "Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary effing Duff. I effing hate that little bee," I said disgustingly, thinking of her ugly, blonde face. The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't want to go to Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into ... the Forbidden Forest. Chapter 4. Author's note. I said stop flaming, okay? Ebony's name is Ennaby, not Nut Mary Sue, okay? Draco is so in love with her that he is acting different. They knew each other before, okay? Chapter 4. "Draco!" I shouted. "What the F do you think you are doing?" Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car and he walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. "What the effing hell?" I asked angrily. "Ebony?" he asked. "What?" I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing color contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness, and then suddenly I didn't feel mad anymore. And then, suddenly, just as I, Draco, kissed me passionately, I, Draco. Draco climbed on top of me, and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took of my top, and I took of his clothes. I even took of my bra. Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm. And then, "What the hell are you doing, you mother effers?" It was Dumbledore! Chapter 5. Author's note. Stop flaming. If you flam, it mends you're a prep or a poser. The only reason Dumbledore swore is cause he had a headache, okay? And on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex with 2 X's. P.S. I'm not updating until I get 5 good reviews. Chapter 5. Dumbledore made Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. "You ludicrous fools," he shouted. Ludicrous spelled like the rapper, of course. I started to cry, tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest, he yelled in a furious voice. "Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces?" asked Professor McGonagall. "How dare you?" asked Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked, "Because I love her." Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, "Fine, very well. You may go up to your rooms." Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. Yeah, I guess, I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he started to sing, "I Just Want to Live" by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said good night, and he reluctantly went back to his room. Chapter 6. Author's note. Preps, okay? P.S. I will not update until you give me good revos. Chapter 6. The next day I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end and a matching top with red skulls all over it and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray-painted my hair with purple. It's not a good idea. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk and a glass of red blood because there's not... Have your Chardonnay blood first. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. "Bastard!" I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up because I realized I was looking into the pale, white face of a Gothic boy with spiky black hair and red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him. Kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I didn't get one, you sicko. "I'm so sorry," he said in a shy voice. "That's all right. What's your name?" I questioned. "My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days," he grumbled. "Why?" I exclaimed. "Because I love the taste of human blood," he giggled. "Well, I am a vampire," I confessed. "Really?" he whimpered. "Yeah," I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Chapter 7. Bring Me to Life. Author's note. Well, okay, you guys. I'm only writing this because I got 5 God reviews. In BTW, I won't write to next chapter till I get 10 good vons. Stow flaming or ill report you. Ebony isn't a Mary Sue, okay? She isn't perfect. She's a Satanitz. And she has problems. She's depressed, for God's sake. Chapter 7. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red Satanist sings on my nails in red nail polish. Author's note. See, does that sound like a Mary Sue to you? End author's note. I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went to his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively. And we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me up before I took of my top. Then I took my black leather bra, and he took off his pants. We went on the bed and started making out naked. And then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex. See, is that stupid? "Oh, Draco, Draco," I screamed while getting an orgasm, when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, in bloody Gothic writing, were the words, "Vampire." I was so angry. "You bastard," I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, you don't understand," Draco pleaded. But I knew too much. "No, you effing idiot," I shouted. "You probably have AIDS anyway." I put on my clothes all huffily, then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, that's Harry Potter, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. "Vampire Potter, you mother effer," I yelled. Chapter 8. Author's note: stop flassing, okay? If you do, then you are a prep. Chapter 8. Everyone in the class stared at me, and then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. This kid just burst into the classroom while completely naked and was like, "Please, take me back." Ebony, it's not what you think," Draco screamed sadly. My friend, Bloody Mary Smith, bloody with an apostrophe after the B, smiled at me understatedly. She flipped her long waist-length Gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin that she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. Holy shit! She still has nightmares about it and is very haunted and depressed. Also, turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. She has since converted to Satanism. She is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. Woof. Jesus. "What is it you desire, you ridiculous dimwit?" Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. "Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco," I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. "I'm as lost as you are." I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. What? I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had went out with Vampire. I'm bi, and so is Ebony for a while. This must be from Draco's point of view. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had went out with Vampire. I'm bi, and so was Ebony, for a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy effer. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was Gothic. Like I would hang out with a prep. "But I'm not going out with Draco anymore," said Vampire. "Yeah, effing right. F off, you bastard," I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest where I had lost my virility to Draco, and then I started to bust into tears. This is really bad. Chapter 9. Author's note: stop flaming, okay? I read all the books. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Besuized. I said he had a headache, and the resin Snape doesn't lick Harry now because he's Christian. And Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks. I think there are many reasons Snap doesn't lick Harry now. Chapter 9. I was so mad and sad, I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then, all of a suddenly, a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black. But it was obvious he wasn't Gothic. It was Voldemort. "No!" I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted imperious, and I couldn't run away. "Crookshanks!" I shouted at him. Voldemort fell of his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. "Ebony," he yelled. "Thou must kill Vampire Potter." Oh, it's going to get worse. I thought about Vampire and his sexa eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered the Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? "No, Voldemort!" I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. "No, please!" I begged. "Thou must!" he yelled. "If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco." "How did you know?" I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a "dude, you're so dumb" look on his face and said, "I hath telekinesis," he answered cruelly. "And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco," he shouted, and then he flew away, angrily on his broomstick. I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods. "Draco," I said. "Hi." "Hi," he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram, get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. "Are you okay?" I asked. "No," he answered. "I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me. I expelled." "That's okay," he said, all depressed. And we went back to Hogwarts together, making out the entire way home. End of chapter 9. That's where we're going to call it there tonight, folks. We'll be back with parts 2 and 3 and many more for My Immortal. In the meantime, stay safe, make good decisions, and for the love of God, learn how to spell. Thank you.
Toss a coin to your whipper, or maybe a 20, or maybe a 20.